your Miami Heat, they're back in action tonight. 10 o'clock tip-off against the Phoenix Suns. It is late, so get your rest in. That's an 8:45 pregame show. Jonathan Zaslow, Tommy Ty will get you set. Did you see last night, Robbie, what Jay Crowder did in the first half of the Suns game?
I did not see this.
Jay Crowder yesterday, and I can't believe this game ended up being close. I stopped paying attention after Don Mattingly was speaking, but I just happened to see, the Suns are playing tonight. Let me see what's up with the Suns. And the Suns were blowing the Rockets out. Now, the Rockets are terrible. One of the worst teams in the league. They're awful. But Jay Crowder yesterday, he goes out there in the first half, and he has 26 points and was 8 of 9 from 3.
Oh, my God.
He lit it up in the first half of that game. Now, I don't know what happened in the second half because I'm looking at the score last night, and it was 126 to 120, and he finished with 26 points. It was 8 of 12 from downtown. So obviously he fired all his bullets early on in that game. But I still just looked. I was like, what? Because you looked at the rest of the score. You're like, oh, Devin Booker, 8 points. Chris Paul, 8 points. Jay Crowder, 26 points in the first half. So that's
you think their defensive scheme was pointed in the wrong direction?
I was like, what the hell happened here? And so, yeah.
So did Booker end up with like 40 because they started paying attention to Crowder?
I guess so. He had 24, but it was a little bit of a dogfight in the second half because I'm telling you, the Rockets were getting smoked in this game, and it looks like they made a game of it. I don't know. Like, admittedly, I didn't watch the end of the game. Maybe they did a little. Maybe they pulled a Trailblazers and made it look a little bit nicer in the fourth quarter. That's possible too. Kelly Olynyk, by the way, yesterday. He's speaking of lipstick on a pig. Kelly Olynyk, he had 16 points, 8 rebounds in his Rockets resurgence. Somebody's going to give him a ton. Somebody's going to give him a ton of money in the offseason to be fooled. Enjoy that. But yeah, the Suns played last night, so the Heat are getting a little bit of a break where they are taking on now 2 West Coast teams who they've gotten on the second night of a back-to-back. Now, mind you, it's been home back-to-backs, and they've taken on terrible teams before taking on Miami.
Stop.
But nonetheless, the Miami Heat are getting a little bit of a break where they're taking on teams that
played with the Heat. You don't do that with the Heat. Stop.
What are you talking about?
All you do is complain about the back and how the NBA is screwing you.
Well,
don't all of a sudden look at the Heat go and play somebody on the back-to-back and go, it's really not that bad because they're playing at home. You don't say that with the Heat.
No, because here, I'll give you an example. The Suns back-to-back is we get it at home, and then it's against the Rockets, and then we have to play the Heat. The Blazers is it's at home, and we get to play the Detroit Pistons, and then here's the Heat's back-to-back. We got to take on the Phoenix Suns, and then we have to go to a legal air tomorrow night and play the Nuggets.
Oh, my God.
That's garbage. It's not the same. You cannot Leroy, these are not the same. This is not the same.
West Coast back-to-back is going to be that wherever the West Coast trip goes. If you have a back-to-back, you're going to say that.
Lay all the points of the Nuggets.
But listen, the facts have changed. You can't say they're the same back-to-backs. They're not.
They're back-to-backs in the NBA.
No, they're not. It's not fair to compare a Rockets and Pistons home back-to-back to a Heat's going on the road back-to-back. Suns.
What about the Warriors? What about the Warriors that had to do Orlando, Miami back-to-back?
But we got them on the front end.
But still, it's still a back-to-back and flying across the world.
Dude, we're going to altitude tomorrow night.
Illegal air. Nemesis.
The way the Heat are playing defense, they'll be fine.
And I think didn't Steph lay 50 on the Nuggets last night?
Well, look, you knew it was coming because here's why.
53 points?
You know he is now the all-time leading scorer in Golden State history.
Yeah, he passed Wilt.
Not to mention, guess who played for Golden State?
Who?
The center, Wilt Chamberlain.
Oh, I thought, he passed Wilt last night.
Think about that, though. When you think of Wilt Chamberlain, you thinking, that's the Jordan numbers. That would be the equivalent to somebody playing for Chicago and passing Jordan.
Steph Curry last night was 10 of 18 from downtown, 15 of 16 from the free throw line. Jesus.
Man. So you're talking right there. That's 10 of 18, 30. That's 45 points right there.
Yeah, so we're getting the Nuggets on the second night of a back-to-back after embarrassing losses back-to-back for them. So,
Well, because they got Stickman, he hardly plays, and they
Who?
need him. Porzingis.
No, you're thinking of Dallas, dude.
I'm thinking of Dallas.
You're thinking of Dallas.
God.
They got the business handed to him yesterday. I think the Sixers took it to him last night.
Hey, man.
Sixers 113.95.
Joel Embiid, he looks like he got a different, light under his fire under his butt this year.
We'll see.
When he plays.
We'll see.
Huh?
When he plays.
Yeah. All right.
We'll see. You never know. You never know what's going to send him off into a tailspin, where he's going to be all pouty. You can never quite tell.
I have an idea. He's on his team. Ben Simmons.
Oh, Ben Simmons. He's annoying.
Yeah, Little Smoot says Jamal Murray's hurt too, and I remember I saw that on the sound sheet that Jamal Murray leg injury. I don't know what he injured, but I know he got hurt yesterday.
He hasn't played that well this year.
He started off rough, but he's been better.
Right in the ship.
He's been better.
So basically, what you're saying is that good players find a way for it to kind of right the ship.
Ooh, knee injury.
Yeah, I don't think he's quite to like bubble level Murray, but he's
right.
But we'll see. Yeah, let's see. They would a story from Nick Friedel.
Yeah, listen, Mike Malone, could you tell us what happened to Jamal Murray's knee? Is as bad as 2013?
It says Denver Nuggets star point guard Jamal Murray went down in immediate pain after injuring his knee on a drive in the final minute of a 116-107 loss to the Golden State Warriors on Monday night. It appears to be a non-contact injury. Murray crumbled in pain, clutching his left knee, pounding the court. That's not
good.
Medical staff brought out a wheelchair.
So Murray and Tyler Hero had the bubble MVPs.
Bubble boys.
Yeah.
Medical staff brought out a wheelchair, but Murray declined. He hopped off the court with the aid of two staff members.
You know why? Because it had PP on it.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Paul Pierce. You've ruined wheelchairs for everybody. Speaking of injuries, before we wrap up 15 minutes of heat, I'll give you this. So Barry Jackson had an update on Victor Oladipo in the Miami Herald. So sports buzzing. Here's what he has to say. The Heat and Victor Oladipo have not ruled out the injured guard playing again this season, but a final decision hasn't been made, and Oladipo continues to seek input on how he will deal with right knee soreness stemming from an incident in last week's game against the Lakers. Multiple sources said over the past 2 days. An MRI revealed no new structural damage, such as a ruptured ACL or torn ligament. 5 Reasons Sports reported on Sunday night. An NBA source did not dispute that report, but said additional medical opinions are being sought. Whether he calls it soreness or a sprain is semantics. The larger issue is whether Oladipo in the next few weeks feels comfortable playing on a knee that has already been surgically repaired following a significant injury in 2019. And that's an issue that both sides are discussing as Oladipo, with the Heat's blessing, continues to seek additional medical opinions on the best course of treatment. Both the Heat and Oladipo want to be cautious.
Question. Why did that conversation say Achilles?
Didn't
you say Achilles?
No. I don't think I did.
You did.
Did I say Achilles, Robbie?
You said knee or Achilles.
I didn't.
And I'm thinking, whoa, why are we talking about Achilles?
If I did say that, I said already playing on a knee that's already been surgically repaired. If I said Achilles, I didn't mean to.
Okay. So basically he didn't hurt his knee, he hurt his quad.
No,
right?
this is a knee.
A knee.
This they are dubbing a knee. Right knee soreness, but it sounds like Barry Jackson is saying it could just be it not could just be. It sounds like it's a knee sprain that they're calling soreness.
Okay, but I got to tell you, when it's non-contact, red flag for me.
Oh yeah,
red flag. So,
but no new structural damage. I mean, whatever you take the photo, like a ruptured ACL or torn ligament, according to the MRI. So,
yeah, all right. If he would have did something to ACL, you would have known because
Yeah, they would have known by now.
Oh, I mean,
they
on
would
the
have known.
Sports Center. I know.
You would have known right away. You would have known, like, if you tear something like that, you have immediate swelling. If it's just a partial tear, maybe not as much swelling, but it still may need surgery. But if it's the same leg with the quad injury, then usually you have to be careful with soreness in the areas around that. And so that might have a lot to do with it also.
I just don't understand why there's always such secretive stuff around this team. Like, I love the Heat to death. Don't get me wrong, but like when James Harden hurt his hamstring, they came out with a statement immediately. They're like, he'll be reevaluated in 10 days. You know, like it's so much more transparent than soreness, sprain, opinion, second opinion.
They might as well go full hockey, lower extremity.
Yeah, it's like it's supposed to be no new information. Still in the information gathering stage. That'll be said today. As they get the Heat get a little bit of an advantage where they're getting another team on the second night of a back-to-back, even though they were taking on bums yesterday in the Houston Rockets. So you got to take advantage, Leroy, especially you're going to that godforsaken Denver tomorrow night, and that's illegal air. They cheat, and, you know, people just need to know. It's just, I always mark it down. That's a win, that's a loss, as that's a loss. The toughest game in basketball to win is the second night of a back-to-back in Denver. Everybody knows this. Everybody knows this. But look, we are also on a mission. Two things, Leroy. Revenge tour, as Jason Jackson dubbed it, this week. Got to take out all the West teams that took out us. We're going to put revenge on them. And it's also the Jim VP train rolling through all the candidates. You know, this is kind of like this is a very similar situation to the presidential election, okay? In that, we announced our party's candidacy a little over 6 weeks ago. We announced Jim VP's candidacy for the most valuable player of the National Basketball Association. And we were laughed at, all right? Just a small-time operation. You know, we only had a couple of interns there taking calls on the candidacy tour there, Leroy. You know, we had Todd the intern, and we had Robbie. All right, J-Fig, if she felt like it, if she did what was okay dealing with his Tua debates. That's all we had in the campaign office. And then what you started hearing, what you started feeling was a little thing brewing. All of a sudden, candidates left and right, they couldn't take campaigning anymore, okay? They fell off the trail. Hamstrings, knees, ankles. We weren't able to campaign anymore. So all of a sudden, a storm's a brewing, and that storm was Big Face Coffee. And we started rolling, Leroy, just getting the results that we want to get. And then all of a sudden, we have the power of the Miami Heat behind our campaign that we started, where they're starting to hashtag JimVP, put out hype videos every single night. So now we have to start taking out other people on the debate stage.
Question.
What?
What about the MVP candidate who's never missed a game?
Who?
Is it Jokic?
Well, we're going to get to him. Relax.
Oh, okay.
Okay. First of all, Denver's in a tailspin right now. All right. They maybe just lost Jamal Murray. They got embarrassed by the Boston Celtics, where he wasn't even in the timeout. His coach is calling him out. If your own coach is calling you out, are you an MVP? Are you?
29-3 run.
Let me ask you something. You think Eric Spoelstra would ever call out Jimmy Butler? No. You want to know why? He stands by his guy, no matter what. You know, no matter the weather, you storm on, burn the boats. And remember, we are between the hammer and the anvil, all right? This is the hammer and the anvil. We are the NBA, all right? When the going gets tough, bed of roses, Eric Spoelstra process, don't let go of the rope, anvil, sword, fire. That's what happens.
It's like our old quote, you know, character isn't made in a bed of roses and sunshine. Like steel, it's forged in fire, in between a hammer and an anvil. Right now, we're between the hammer and the anvil. This is the NBA.
No, don't do that. All right. This is legitimate wisdom you are getting from Eric Spoelstra. Secondly, everybody, Damian Lillard, he's the MVP. Dame time. Well, his clock was broken, apparently.
That's right, Kane fan. Spoelstra stands up for everyone except Kendrick Nunn.
Listen, get to Kendrick Nunn. We talked about him yesterday. Gave him his props. This is an important thing we got to talk about.
Really?
All right. So Dame time. Clock was broken. So maybe he's right. Twice when the clock when time freezes, we'll get there. Dame time, but not today. He takes a hike. He just got embarrassed on the debate trail. Tonight we take on a big one. He's got a big mouth. I mean, he whines. I mean, this guy can debate. Chris Paul. Trust me. He talks a lot of bleep. Never stops complaining to the referees. This guy can talk. So it's up, Jimmy Bucket's got a tough task tonight. All right. And hey, Tyler, let me tell you something right now, Tyler Hero. All right. I'm talking to you. I'm talking right into the camera. I'm going to say it again. If I see Devin Booker body you up like he did the last game, I'm going to be very embarrassed. Okay. Baby goat. Bah! You claim to idolize this guy who's like 14 years old. Do not let Devin Booker post you up today. If I see that, I'm going to be very disappointed in Baby Goat. All right. We have the campaign trail. We need our delegates to go out there and support Jim VP in this campaign. And then, as Leroy said, we roll on to Jokerville the next day. Once we take the debate stage tonight, and we steamroll Chris Paul and all that new fad buzz that he's getting from Charles Barkley. Then we roll into Jokerville, all right, and we show them who the kings of Gotham are, all right? Because Jimmy Butler is Batman, and he's going to take out the Joker.
Question.
He is the dark.
Why?
He was born into the night.
All right.
Joker merely adopted it.
I would be all in line with what you're saying, except you tend to overlook a lot of the details behind your campaign.
How so?
Jimmy's missed a lot of games.
Nah, but you know what? A lot of people started to miss a lot of games too.
Kyrie Irving takes days off whenever he wants.
Willy-nilly, and he's on the ladder.
I don't consider Kyrie an MVP candidate.
Mm-hmm.
He's not even the MVP of his own team. So
Durant's missed like 30-something games.
No, look, I've been saying this all year. And I said this when there was questions of whether James Harden would come to Miami. A great player will be great in any circumstance, even if he has to change how he is great. And so James Harden is going to get more consideration for MVP than either of the other two guys on this team.
What if I told you, Leroy, that James Harden has not played as many games for the Brooklyn Nets as Jimmy Butler has played this year?
No. See.
What if I told you? Because what I would
classify your bum ass take is a caveat.
If James Harden, you're not going to give him MVP for his Houston games. Can we agree? Sir, if we could get on the debate stage today, agree with me, his Houston games are nothing but negative towards his MVP candidacy.
I will give you that.
Thank you, moderator. Thank you. Just mind that. He's agreed with me. Secondly, if you're going to go so hot and heavy with his Brooklyn games, he has not played as many games with the Brooklyn Nets as Jimmy Butler has played with the Miami Heat, okay. Sir.
Now you're sounding ridiculous.
So your games played argument is
do it this way.
Wash your hands
do
of
it. Do it this way. Do it this way, because we have an excellent way of evening these two things out.
Sure.
Take the percentage of opportunities versus games played. Okay. So
opportunities.
So they could play
the opportunity.
They could play the same amount of games if you do it that way, or Jimmy could actually play more. But you're just going to discredit the amount of games he missed early in the year.
He had a coronavirus. Moderator, please
doesn't matter.
Let the record show. Let the record show. Jimmy Butler, he caught a communicable disease. This is not about durability.
Why?
This is not about durability.
Why he didn't? No, nobody said it was. I just said he missed games. Doesn't matter why.
For the Rona.
It doesn't matter why.
For the Rona.
he still missed games.
And you know that makes the case that he came. A lot of people have a hard time coming back from the Rona playing basketball, and the fact that he's been balling out post Rona, that could be a good help towards.
Also, what are we supposed to do? We're supposed to give James Harden credit. I mean, the guy was partying in strip clubs in the offseason. He got the pre-Rona before the season, had the antibodies. I'm supposed to consider that with his most valuable player candidacy? No, sir, I will not.
What does that have to do? Look here. When talking about the MVP, what I would like you to do is get it closer to basketball.
Well, you're talking about
we're talking about basketball MVP, and you're mentioning strip clubs.
You're talking
what the hell
about
that got to do with anything?
Oh, I'll tell you exactly what it has to do with
bucks.
it. Is that you want to sit here and you want to give James Harden credit for playing in games that the opportunity of games that he's played in, where in fact he's played in fewer games for the team that he could be most valuable player for than Jimmy Butler has for the team he has. And the only reason he has those opportunities, sir, you had your time, sir, moderator, sir. The only reason he had that time, sir, was because he fat suited his way out of Houston.
Mm-hmm.
He created that opportunity with despicable fat suit behavior.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just razzle-dazzled by a couple of dribbles.
All right. Okay.
We'll see tonight. Jim
Okay.
VP. Jim VP. Jim VP. Jim VP.
Have they played 54 games yet?
Huh?
Butler's only got 38 games so far.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. No, listen, you're either gonna weigh you're either gonna weigh all 42 of James Harden's games, which include his disaster in Houston, or you're gonna throw out games played in the argument with him versus Jimmy Butler because you only want to keep his.
Butler's gonna catch up to him because Harden's gonna be out another 10 days.
True.
Listen,
True
Jimmy's
that.
gonna catch up to all of them. All right, he's like the tortoise and the hare. That's what this is. All right, everybody's got their little fads, but Jimmy's just just keeps going down the track.
Slow and steady.
Okay.
Well, you know what they say.
Okay. All right. Okay. Like